Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we are breaking down my top 5 under-the-radar prospects for the 2024 NFL Draft, guys. If you love the draft and want more draft content, you guys know what to do. Please consider subscribing. Let's go! Before we get to my top 5, let's start with an honorable mention, and that is Jayden Daniels, quarterback out of LSU. Daniels' improvement as a passer was right up there with Bo Nix in 2022. Across 505 dropbacks and 390 total pass attempts, Daniels recorded just 3 turnover-worthy plays per PFF. He showed really good feel for pressure and kept his eyes downfield more correctly and more consistently than you might expect for a player who is a very viable weapon as a rusher. In 2022, he gained over 1,000 yards on the ground with 11 rushing touchdowns. This next season will be all about improving his efficiency and accuracy deeper down the field. He posted a 56.7 adjusted completion percentage on throws of 10 plus yards on his true dropbacks in 2022. Not a great number, but definitely could improve. He also needs to just be a better playmaker. Daniels put up just 12 big-time throws over the 2022 season, with his 2.9% big-time throw rate ranking 119th among 155 qualifying signal callers. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 5 in my under-the-radar prospects is Ladarius McConkey, wide receiver out of Georgia. McConkey is the ideal smaller slot receiver for the NFL. His quickness and acceleration are elite, as is his footwork out of his release at the line of scrimmage. This makes for an already polished and deadly route runner who's not just quick either. His long speed and ability to threaten vertically might not be top tier, but it's nothing to sleep on. Almost 50% of his yards in 2022 came after the catch, which only adds to how dangerous he is as a slot receiver when you give this guy some space. On top of all of that, he's also a willing blocker at just 5'11" and 185 pounds. A solid season of limited mistakes and an extension of his ability to make big plays and create yards after the catch will put Ladarius McConkey solidly in the top 100 prospects for the 2024 NFL Draft. With a new quarterback starting this year for the Bulldogs, it will be interesting to see how McConkey responds and if he's still the top wide receiver target on the team. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 4 in my rankings is Juice Wells Jr., wide receiver out of South Carolina. Wells has been on a long journey to get to this point as a senior. He started his career at Fork Union Military Academy in Virginia. He then transferred to James Madison, where he broke receiving records there in his second season before transferring again, this time to South Carolina, where he led the Gamecocks in receiving during his first season. Juice Wells Jr. bursted onto the scene this past fall, caught 68 passes for nearly 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2022. Wells' best trait right now is his mentality with the ball in the air. The way he attacks the ball is unbelievable. Juice Wells Jr. always tries to high point the ball and outmuscle his defender closest to him. He hauled in an impressive 95.3% of the catchable passes thrown his way in 2022. He also showed off good athletic ability with 58.9% of his receiving yards coming after the catch. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 3 in my rankings is Ben Sinnott, tight end out of Kansas State. Sinnott was a sub 200-pound, 0-star recruit out of high school, accepted a scholarship to South Dakota in the FCS before eventually transferring to Kansas State. Sinnott started his career as an undersized walk-on fullback, but has bulked up to 6'4" and 245 pounds, and by the end of last season, he turned into one of quarterback Will Howard's most trusted clutch receivers. Ben Sinnott's quickness out of his breaks is as elite as it gets. Sinnott is an athletic and versatile player who works his way to open space with ease. He dominates voids against zone and has no problem separating versus man coverage. He quickly enters his routes and throttles his stem, which helps him snap his body out of breaks. Sinnott has the controlled play speed to help open everything else for the offense. With another productive year in 2023, Ben Sinnott should earn day 2 draft grades and have an NFL decision to make after this season. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 2 in my rankings is Riley Leonard, quarterback out of Duke. Leonard was reportedly torn between playing basketball and football back in high school. Football fans should be thankful he chose the latter. This is arguably the biggest under-the-radar quarterback prospect in the 2024 class, but that shouldn't be for long. For Riley Leonard, there are flashes of ball placement that are truly special. Weaknesses-wise, the overall accuracy and play under pressure has to improve. He recorded just a 69.2% adjusted completion percentage on true dropbacks in 2022, while his 49.1 passing grade under pressure ranked 66th among 144 qualifying FBS passers. However, his overall turnover-worthy play percentage of 1.7% tied with Bo Nix as the second best mark behind Penix among next year's quarterback class. His ability to be a legit threat on the ground is also super underrated. Leonard produced 441 yards on design runs and a further 335 yards on scrambles a season ago. His consistency is a work in progress, but if you're looking for a sleeper prospect at quarterback next year, then Riley Leonard is your man. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 1 in my under-the-radar prospect ranking is Keon Coleman, wide receiver out of Florida State. What a terrific prospect with incredible blend of size, strength, and athleticism. Coleman entered the transfer portal this offseason and had more than 50 programs vying for his services. He ultimately decided upon Florida State to potentially win a championship with big-time quarterback prospect Jordan Travis. Keon Coleman towers over defensive backs. He's got impressive speed and fluidity to get open or make defenders miss after the catch. His play strength is very evident on contested balls or how he can completely remove defenders from the play as a blocker. He needs to diversify his stem releases and be a more consistent route runner. He doesn't have a lot of shake and his footwork is poor. However, Keon Coleman is a freak athlete who, with some continued maturation in his game, could be one of the biggest risers of the 2023 college football season. Let's watch some highlights. All right, guys, those are my top 5 under-the-radar prospects for the 2024 NFL Draft. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Is there someone else that you want to give a shout out for? Let me know down in that comment section below. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Crockbot, and you guys know what to do. For everything NFL Draft, make sure you subscribe to the Edge of Philly Sports YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay awesome.